Matthew McConaughey spoke about his experience of working through the aftermath of the Robb Elementary School shooting in Uvalde, Texas. The movie star sat down with Esquire, which was published on Tuesday, for a wide-ranging interview. The 52-year-old performer discussed his return to his hometown in Texas to help locals process the effects of the tragic incident and his subsequent trip to Washington, D.C. to take part in gun control advocacy. The Academy Award-winning performer also revealed his views about the issue, and expressed that, although he supported the Second Amendment, gun violence cannot be America's status quo. McConaughey began by sharing that he and his wife Camilla, 40, instantly felt as if they needed to spend time in Uvalde immediately following the school shooting. "We had no sense of how long we'd go for, nor a plan beyond showing up. But we knew that if we did, purpose would intercept us," he said. The Dallas Buyers Club actor went on to remark that, although he was already upset at the state of gun violence in the country, the shooting in his hometown left a lasting impression on him. "I'm sickened by the spate of mass shootings in America. But this time felt different, more personal," the Time to Kill actor said. McConaughey recalled that, after he and his wife traveled to the town and met with the residents whose children were killed in the shooting, they asked the individuals to share their favorite anecdotes about their loved ones. That's when smiles began to appear alongside their tears. Fathers, mothers, brothers, and sisters reveled in sharing the passions, dreams, and affections of their loved ones who were alive just days earlier, he said. The Magic Mike actor added, "In these moments, the families were not mourning the death of their child so much as they were honoring the love of their child's life." McConaughey went on to speak about his support for the Second Amendment, although he remarked that he was particularly concerned for the implications that it had for the rest of the country. "It seems we have forgotten that our rights come with obligations, what's more, that our rights depend on our fulfillment of those obligations," he said. The actor then recalled that he and his wife decided to travel to Washington, D.C. with no concrete plan other than to knock on Senator Mitch McConnell's door and hopefully land a meeting. McConaughey then described a dinner he hosted for members of both the House and the Senate, and recalled that having them discuss things they were grateful for endeared them to one another. "This group of lawmakers got to know one another in ways they never had before. Their apertures of understanding opened just a bit wider," he said. The performer went on to describe a meeting he had with President Joe Biden prior to appearing at a press conference and illustrated the politician's concern about gun violence. "I remember the clench in his molars as he said, 'We cannot allow these mass shootings to become status quo in America.' Amen, Mr. President," he said. McConaughey stated that, in the subsequent meetings he had with various lawmakers, the effects of the incident in Uvalde were apparent. "It was clear there was a bipartisan consensus around what the president had expressed. The inaction of the past could not continue. Even the hardcore, Second Amendment, defenders agreed something had to be done," he stated. The performer wrote that people kept telling me that whether or not I realized it, I was serving as a broker. In many of our meetings, I seemed to be getting traction." McConaughey then celebrated the passing of the bipartisan Safer Communities Act, and stated, "For the first time in 28 years, our leaders acted to improve our gun laws, thereby making our country safer." The performer went on to express his opinion about the modern state of politics and the issues of a two-party system. It seems that each party is so harmfully consumed by despising the opposition that they've become little more than counterpunchers, so focused on the parry and the party defense that they've become reactive by default, he said. He then remarked that most Americans, myself included, don't stand on the political fringes. We are reasonable and responsible, and we share more values than we're being told we do. McConaughey added, to heal our democracy, to save it, our elected officials must apply a similarly bipartisan approach to countless other issues. An approach that recognizes that no one party owns the particular values it poses to possess. The performer concluded by commenting that his trips to Uvalde and Washington, D.C. had greatly changed him as an individual. I've said before that sometimes you have to go back to actually move forward. Or, more simply, just come back home, he said.